Within the next year, 95% of the cells of your body will die out and be replaced. In this week's Wellness Wednesdays, I'll be sharing how in just 365 days, your whole body rebuilds by itself into something better or worse, depending on how you treat it. My name is Laura Kirsten, and I help women to regain their health, wellness, and energy so that they can thrive and not simply survive. Let's see how long it takes different organs and cells to regenerate. The stomach lining takes 5 days. The stomach lining can heal if it's given the chance and provided that you're not taking any sort of prescription drugs. It will take just 5 days for the epithelial cell lining of the stomach to entirely rebuild itself. This is no surprise given the rough life that it has of breaking down food. Skin, 1 month. The surface layer of the skin, the epidermis, is recycled each and every 2 to 4 weeks, so around 1 month. The skin is among the most regenerable areas of the entire body, and thankfully so given how much it is really exposed to every day. The capability of your skin to repair, even after major damage, occurs due to stem cells that are present in the dermis of the skin, along with the cells in the stratum basal of the epidermis, both of which help to regenerate new tissue. Blood, 4 months. Red blood cells live for around 4 months, whereas white blood cells live on average for longer than 12 months. The body is continually making new blood, especially for ladies who menstruate once a month, or for those who've gone through injury or perhaps donated blood. Since they travel through the circulatory system, red blood cells become worn out and battered, and they're then eliminated through to the liver, where they're stripped of iron to be used for healthy red blood cells, before the old remaining red blood cell is destroyed in the spleen. Brain takes 1 year. Brain cells typically survive a complete lifetime, although there's a process called neurogenesis, which has been reported in 3 areas of the cerebral cortex, whereby new nerve cells are actually created. For almost a century, scientists believe that human brains do not regenerate or add new neurons after maturation. However, in recent times, scientists have slowly been discovering that neurons do in fact regenerate, and new neurons can be added after adulthood. This is good news. Liver, 6 weeks. The liver does one thing unbelievably well, and that's to regenerate itself. In fact, the liver holds the best rate of regeneration than any other organ in the entire body. If a bit of the liver is removed, then it will rapidly regrow right back to the normal size and not beyond that. In 6 weeks, the liver completely rebuilds itself. This isn't surprising, however, given how many toxins it processes in a lifetime. DNA takes 2 months. With our bodies constantly being bombarded with free radicals, the DNA actually undergoes substantial change. Fortunately, for all of us, our DNA can restore by itself, and it requires a bit over 2 months to do so. So having lots of high antioxidant foods like broccoli, blueberries, and other berries will improve DNA. I boost my body with a natural antioxidant health supplement, which combines 7 proven antioxidant-rich ingredients for extra protection. Bones, 3 months. So your body rebuilds new bone cells in as little as over 3 months. The entire skeleton, however, is thought to be replaced every 10 years or so in adults. So how many skeletons have you had? Your bones in reality are constantly fluctuating. Cells known as osteoclasts break down old bone so that osteoblasts can replace it with new bone tissue. And this process is known as bone remodeling. So the constant bone remodeling replaces old bone tissue with new tissue over the course of around 2 to 3 months. And that's also usually the time it takes for a broken bone to repair itself. I was in a motorcycle accident when we lived in Taiwan, and I fractured my fibular bone near my ankle. I had to have a plate and screws put in, and then I was on crutches for 3 months as the bone healed. A year later, I had surgery to remove the plate and screws, and you would have seen on the x-ray that there were holes in my bones where the screws came out. So my bone was actually perforated. And so I wasn't allowed to put any weight or impact on the bone for 3 months as the bone needed to heal. because if I had to say jump, my bone would have splintered and broken in all of those places. And it was amazing to see at the end of that time, when I went back for another x-ray 12 weeks later, how the holes had actually grown closed as the bone had healed. Lastly, we look at our lungs. This takes 2 to 3 weeks. So the lung cells are constantly renewing by themselves. And this is for good reason. And that's because lungs are constantly taking in and filtering things like pollutants and chemicals, things that hover in the air. And it requires a quick cell turnover rate. The alveoli of the lungs, this is where exchange of your oxygen and gas takes place, have a steady regeneration state that requires over a year. Nevertheless, the cells on your lung surface renew every 2 to 3 weeks. So how do we assist our bodies to regenerate on a cellular level? Well, it's quite simple. You are what you eat. You need to provide your body with what it requires instead of foods that don't genuinely nourish your body. So this means things like fruit and vegetables. These can improve your cellular regeneration, and they also infuse your body with precious vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, which all help you to live a happier, healthier life. I've chosen to supplement as well. So I supplement my diet with a range of additional whole food concentrates and supplements, just to ensure that my cells are nourished and also to build a strong body and immune system. Every day is a brand new chance to build a completely new body. So why not start today? We chat more about topics like this in my private community. So if you'd like to connect, please reach out and I'll hook you up. See you next Wednesday for another Wellness Wednesday.